Hi, everyone. I wanted to take you on a little tour of this town called Yountville. So it's in the Napa Valley, and that is where I visited this weekend for a friend's wedding. And I was just taken aback by all of the roses. I mean, I've never seen blooms this big. It took my breath away. Of course, there was Origeron daisies everywhere. I mean, these people are amazing gardeners. So this is the town park, and it was actually donated by a woman, I forget her name, but she had lived in the town in the 1800s. So this is a pretty old town, and she had donated these roses and created this garden for everyone. So most of these roses are, they're very established, so I wouldn't say they're new, but they weren't here necessarily when she had been alive. Now, I will show you a rose bush that was hers, and if you can see it off in the distance, those like blushy white blooms, that was one of her rose bushes. So that thing is probably 100 years old. And this garden smelled amazing. Something I would love to do in my own garden is create a circular rose garden, so you're kind of just enveloped by that scent. It was magic, and I mean, I've never seen so many blooms, so healthy, so big. So yeah, there's a little plaque if you want to pause to read it that tells a story about the woman who created this rose garden. They also had some beautiful azaleas, hydrangeas, just a beautiful combination of flowers. I would love to live next to this park. These people who live next to this park, you're the luckiest people in the world. Yeah, and it wasn't too far from the little town, so it was nice. We grabbed coffee, we went and grabbed some pastries, and just took a walk through this park. And then after this park, we also walked through the neighborhood right close by, which has a lot of bed and breakfasts and inns and little hotels that you could stay at. So if you were ever looking to go to wine country, I highly recommend staying in Yountville. That was a really pretty statue. It actually reminded me of the fish that they sell at Arbor Gate. And some of these statues were actually for sale. So I thought that was cool. It's like a little garden art gallery. And they had little barcodes you could scan. And I guess that would give you the purchase information. So this is one of the bed and breakfast. I think you can see the sign off there. It was called Lavender Inn, I believe. And this is on my list to stay at. We actually stayed in Napa, close to the Napa River. And I didn't know Yountville was so close to the area. It's smack dab in the middle of Napa Valley. So I would recommend here out of all of the towns in that area. I love that purple rose. I don't know the name of it. That is something I'm coveting for my garden. I want a purple rose. And if you didn't know, California had like historic amounts of rain this year. And so they've had super blooms of wildflowers. And it looks also like their roses have really appreciated all of the rain as well. Look at those red roses. Oh my goodness. I'm not even a big red rose fan. And this made me want some red roses. I think they make a really pretty impact when they're together like that. I think if I was going to do red, I would place them all together. So these are just some yards. I tried to not film the houses necessarily, and just the pretty yards and parks. They had lots of nature trails behind their houses. They were just beautiful, that were along a creek. Of course, succulents, very California. They have very temperate climate. I love this mossy rock wall. Here's the creek again. It was so peaceful, so beautiful. And then here is one of their little neighborhoods. And man, if I could just live here and learn from these people, I would love to pick their brain on how they keep their gardens so lush and so pretty. I'm sure it has something to do with the climate. And I wonder if it looks this pretty when they have a dry year. I'm sure they irrigate, but there's definitely limits on those things in California. but these people really take pride in their gardens, and I think it just brings their neighborhoods to life. I would love if I could, one, get my gardens to look like this, but also get everyone in my area to have a beautiful garden like this. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Thanks for watching, you guys. This was Yountville, California.